Lately, my unfaithful wife, Sarah, has begun to behave strangely. The evenings that used to be ours, filled with shared dinners and quiet conversations, have transformed into something else entirely. I watch as she dresses with an air of excitement, slipping into outfits I haven't seen in years. Most notably, there's that dress, the fatal dress, a figure-hugging black number that once captivated my heart the moment she stepped into it. Tonight, as she prepares to meet her friends, I can't shake the sense of unease. Her laughter rings through the house, light and carefree, but beneath it, I hear the echoes of something sinister. She smooths the fabric over her hips, glances at herself in the mirror, and the smile that follows is not meant for me. My stomach tightens. "Are you heading out?" I ask, trying to keep my tone casual as I lean against the kitchen counter, arms crossed. "Yeah, just a girls' night," she replies, adjusting her hair. "You know how it is." "Right," I say, masking my skepticism. "You look great." I force a smile, but it feels like a mask slipping off my face. "Thanks." "I'll be back late," she chirps, grabbing her purse. With a quick peck on the cheek, she rushes out, leaving me with a whirlwind of thoughts. The door closes behind her, and I stand there, the silence of the house enveloping me like a heavy fog. I can't just sit here and wait. Something inside me ignites, a spark of defiance. I decide to follow her, a sense of purpose driving me into the night. I grab my jacket and head out, my heart racing as I slip into the driver's seat of my car. The engine hums to life, mirroring the anxiety coursing through me. I trail her to a trendy downtown restaurant, the kind that exudes an air of sophistication. As I park a distance away, I can see her through the large windows, laughing, her head thrown back in delight. But she isn't sitting with her girlfriends. No, she is seated across from an elegant guy, tall, dark hair, and a smile that suggests he knows exactly how to charm a woman. My hands tighten on the steering wheel, knuckles white. I can't hear their conversation, but I watch as he leans in, whispering something that makes her blush. The sight twists in my gut, and I force myself to breathe. Then it happens, the moment that freezes time. He leans closer, tilting her chin with his fingers, and kisses her on the lips. My heart sinks, I feel the weight of betrayal crashing down like a tidal wave. The world around me fades as anger surges through my veins. How could she? My mind races, each thought a dagger aimed at her heart. I feel a cold determination settle over me. I will not let this go unpunished. I step out of the car, the night air sharp against my skin. I need to gather more evidence, to confront her with the truth. As I stride towards the entrance, I catch snippets of laughter and clinking glasses, the ambience betraying the storm brewing inside me. I push through the door and take a seat at the bar, positioning myself so I can see her clearly. Minutes pass, stretching into hours as I sip a drink, forcing myself to remain calm. I watch her, my heart racing as she leans closer to him, a flirtatious smile playing on her lips. It's as if I'm watching a scene from a play where I have no part, trapped in a narrative I can't control. Suddenly, she stands, and I instinctively follow her with my eyes. She heads to the restroom, leaving him alone. I seize the moment, slipping from my seat and making my way over to her abandoned table. The man looks up, confusion dancing across his face. "Who are you?" he asks, the bravado in his voice faltering as he sizes me up. "I'm her husband," I reply, my voice steady. "And you're in way over your head." The smirk falls from his lips, replaced by a flicker of panic. Just then, I hear Sarah's voice approaching. "What's going on?" she asks, her expression shifting from surprise to annoyance. "I just thought you should know who you're spending your evening with," I say, turning to face her, my anger barely contained. "How long has this been happening?" "John, please, it's not what it looks like," she stammers, her eyes darting between me and him. "I can explain." "No, you can't," I snap, feeling the weight of betrayal and rage boiling over. "I'm done with your excuses." The bar around us fades into silence, patrons turning to watch the scene unfold. I can feel the heat of their stares, but it doesn't matter. I am focused solely on her, the woman I once loved, now standing before me, a stranger. With the tension thick in the air, I know this is just the beginning. I will take revenge for the trust she shattered, for the night spent alone while she danced with another man. I will ruin her fate, and I will make sure she remembers tonight for the rest of her life. Don't bother coming home, Sarah, I say, my voice low but filled with conviction. This is over. I turn and walk away, leaving her standing there, shock etched on her face. The weight of my decision settles in, a heavy burden I now embrace. This betrayal will not be forgotten, and she will pay the price. As I step out into the cool night air, I feel a strange sense of liberation mixed with sorrow, knowing that I have just crossed the line into an uncharted territory of vengeance. Tonight marks the end of my old life and the start of something new. I glance back at the restaurant, a silent promise in my heart, I will never see her again. The drive home is a blur, my mind racing with images of Sarah laughing, kissing him, and the betrayal etched into her features when she saw me. I can still feel the heat of the confrontation radiating in my chest. As I pull into the driveway, the familiar sight of my house feels foreign. I step out, the night air sharp and cold against my skin, a stark contrast to the fire ignited inside me. Inside, I pour myself a drink, the amber liquid swirling in the glass, mirroring the chaos in my head. I sink into the couch, but the silence is deafening. It's too quiet, too empty. I pick up my phone, scrolling through my contacts, my finger hovering over my brother, Mark's name. He's always been my confidant, and right now, I need someone to vent to, someone to help me figure out what to do next. I hit call, and after a few rings, he answers, his voice groggy. John? What time is it? Sorry to wake you, but I need to talk. Can you come over? Is everything okay? Not even close, I reply, my voice thick with frustration. I'll explain when you get here. All right, I'll be there in 20. I hang up and pour another drink, the warmth spreading through me but doing little to calm the storm. As I sit in the dark, I replay the night in my mind. What does he have that I don't? 20 minutes later, Mark arrives, his silhouette appearing in the doorway. He walks in, rubbing his eyes, and plops down beside me. What's going on? He asks, concern etched on his face. I saw Sarah tonight, I say, the words tumbling out. She wasn't with her friends, Mark. She was with some guy. They were kissing. What? Mark's eyes widen. Are you sure? I followed her to that restaurant downtown. I confronted them both. It was like I was watching a movie, but it was my life. I told her it's over. Mark runs a hand through his hair, a sign of frustration. Have you talked to her since? No. I just walked out. I needed to cool off, but I'm done with her lies. Mark leans back, taking a moment to process. What's your plan? Are you going to confront her again? I don't know, I admit. I feel like I need to make her feel what I felt tonight. She can't just get away with this. Mark studies me, and I can see the gears turning in his mind. You know, if you want to make a point, you should consider getting some leverage. Find out what she's really been up to. I nod slowly, the idea resonating. You're right. I need to know more about this guy. If I can get proof, then I can confront her properly. Let's do some digging. I can help you, he offers, his determination matching mine. Thanks, Mark. I appreciate it. We spend the next few hours planning. I pull out my laptop and we scour social media, looking for any trace of the man who invaded my life. Eventually, we find him, Lucas, an up-and-coming tech entrepreneur with a flashy lifestyle. He's charming, and the pictures show him surrounded by friends at parties, smiling at the camera like he owns the world. Look at this guy, Mark scoffs, shaking his head. He seems like a real piece of work. Yeah, and he's stealing my wife, I mutter, clenching my jaw. I need to find out where he works. If I can catch him with Sarah again, that will be the proof I need. As we dig deeper, my phone buzzes with a text. It's Sarah. I hesitate, my heart pounding in my chest as I read her message. Can we talk? I'm sorry for how things ended tonight. Please, I need to explain. I look at Mark, his expression a mix of concern and curiosity. What does she want? She wants to talk. Part of me wants to scream at her, to make her pay. But maybe I can use this to my advantage. Are you going to meet her? I think I should, I reply, the adrenaline coursing through me. I'll act like everything is fine and see if she slips up. If she's still lying, I want to catch her in the act. Okay, but be careful. You're walking into a minefield, Mark warns. I know. But I can't let her get away with this. After a few moments of deliberation, I respond to Sarah, fine. Let's meet at the coffee shop on Main Street tomorrow morning at 10. She replies almost instantly, thank you. I promise I'll explain everything. I toss my phone onto the coffee table, frustration bubbling to the surface. What could she possibly say that would make this okay? Mark leans forward, his expression serious. You need to prepare yourself for anything. She might try to turn this around on you. Trust me, I won't let her. The thought of her smooth words twisting the truth only fuels my anger. As the night deepens, we strategize, and I feel the weight of the world pressing on my shoulders. I'm entering a battle, and the stakes have never been higher. My heart races with a mix of anticipation and dread. The next morning arrives, bright and unforgiving. I dress carefully, wanting to look calm and composed, but inside, I feel like a volcano ready to erupt. At the coffee shop, I find a corner table and order a coffee, my eye scanning the door for her arrival. When Sarah walks in, her expression is a mixture of relief and apprehension. She looks beautiful, but there's a tension in her posture that tells me she knows she's on thin ice. I wave her over, my heart pounding as she approaches. Hey, she says softly, sitting down. Hey, I reply, keeping my voice steady. You wanted to talk. I know things got out of hand last night, she starts, but I cut her off. Cut to the chase, Sarah. I know you were with him. The accusation hangs between us, heavy and undeniable. Her eyes widen, and for a moment, she falters. John, please, listen to me. No, you listen, I interject, my voice rising. You're not going to talk your way out of this. I saw you. I saw everything. She bites her lip, her eyes darting around, and I can see the panic setting in. I didn't mean for you to find out like this. It's complicated. Complicated? You kissed another man, Sarah. What could possibly be complicated about that? My voice is sharp, drawing the attention of other customers, but I don't care. I'm beyond caring. I was lonely, she finally admits, her voice trembling. You've been so distant lately, and Lucas, he was there for me. Is that supposed to make me feel better? I ask incredulously. You betrayed me, and now you want sympathy? Tears well in her eyes, but I feel no pity. I'm sorry, John. I really am. Can't we just talk about this calmly? I lean back, crossing my arms. Calmly? What's there to discuss? You made your choice. Please, let's just try to work this out. Her voice is pleading, but the warmth I once felt for her is now buried beneath layers of anger and hurt. As I sit there, the weight of the situation pressing down, I realize I have to stay strong. This is my chance to reclaim my life, to regain control over the narrative she spun. I won't let her manipulate me any longer. I want you to leave him, I say firmly. And if you want to fix this, you need to prove to me you can be honest. No more lies. John, she begins, but I cut her off again. No. You don't get to decide the terms anymore. You've lost that right. Either you end things with him, or I walk away for good. Her expression shifts, a flicker of realization crossing her face. You're serious, aren't you? Dead serious. The resolve in my voice surprises even me, but I know I can't back down now. Okay, she whispers, her voice barely audible. I'll end it. Just give me a chance. I nod slowly, weighing her words carefully. You have one shot, Sarah. Don't waste it. As she looks at me, the facade of our relationship hangs by a thread. The choice she makes next will determine our future, together or apart. I feel the tension between us crackling, the intrigue of our lives entwined in this web of lies. I know the battle has only just begun. After our intense conversation at the coffee shop, I leave Sarah there, her face a mix of relief and uncertainty. I can't shake the feeling that she's still hiding something. My heart pounds as I step outside, the air thick with unresolved tension. I take a deep breath, trying to steady myself as I pull out my phone and call Mark. Hey, what's up? He answers, his voice laced with curiosity. I met her, I say, pacing along the sidewalk, my mind racing. She's claiming she'll end things with Lucas, but I don't trust her. Did you get any proof? Mark asks. Not yet, but I'm planning to follow her again. I need to see if she's serious about this. Good idea. Just be careful. If she catches on, she might bolt. I know, I reply, frustration seeping into my voice. But I can't just sit back and let her manipulate me. I need to know for sure. All right. Let's come up with a strategy. How do you want to handle this? I take a moment to think, my heart racing with determination. I'll follow her tonight. She'll likely meet him again, and if I can catch them together, that'll be the proof I need. Okay, I'll help you set up, Mark says, his tone shifting to serious. You need a plan, though. We can't just rely on luck. I've got an idea. I'll use my old camera. I can hide it in my bag and take some pictures if I see them together. Perfect. I'll help you set it up. Meet me at your place in an hour. I hang up, feeling a surge of adrenaline. Tonight could be the turning point I need. I rush home, gathering the camera and loading it with film. The weight of the situation settles on my shoulders again as I consider what I might see. I can't help but feel a mix of dread and excitement. When Mark arrives, he carries a small backpack filled with gadgets. All right, let's do this, he says, grinning as he pulls out a pair of binoculars. Where did you get those? I ask, raising an eyebrow. Just some old stuff from when I used to do wildlife photography, he replies, winking. Now, we're using them for a different kind of wildlife. I chuckle, but the humor is short-lived. Let's get serious. We need to find out where she's meeting Lucas tonight. Mark nods, his expression turning focused. All right, I'll keep an eye on her from a distance, while you sneak in close. We can communicate via text. Sounds good. I'll try to blend in with the crowd. If she's really with him, I want to catch them in the act. As we finalize our plan, the sun begins to set, casting long shadows across the room. The atmosphere feels charged with tension, and I can feel my pulse quicken in anticipation. All right, I'm heading out, I say, grabbing my bag and slinging it over my shoulder. Wish me luck. Good luck, man. Just keep your head on straight, Mark replies, clapping me on the back. As I head out into the night, the city feels different. Each streetlight flickers like a beacon guiding me toward my confrontation. I drive towards the restaurant where I first saw Sarah with Lucas, my stomach churning with nerves. When I pull up, I spot Sarah's car parked outside. My heart races as I step out, the air brisk against my skin. I check my watch, it's nearly 7. I slip the camera into my bag and make my way inside, scanning the room for any sign of her. The restaurant is buzzing with chatter and laughter, couples seated at candlelit tables. I find a spot at the bar, strategically positioned to see the entrance and the main dining area. I order a drink, trying to appear nonchalant while my mind races. Minutes stretch into what feels like hours as I sip my drink, my eyes darting around the room. Then, I see her. Sarah walks in, wearing a fitted red dress that clings to her curves. She looks stunning, and for a moment, I feel the familiar tug of attraction. But then, I see him, the same tall, elegant guy standing beside her, his arm casually draped around her waist. I grip my drink tightly, feeling the anger flare up inside me. They make their way to a table in the corner, their laughter ringing in my ears like a death knell. I pull out my phone, texting Mark, "She's here with him. I'm going in." I take a deep breath, steadying myself as I approach their table. The noise of the restaurant fades away, and all I can hear is the pounding of my heart. "John?" Sarah's eyes widen in surprise as I approach. She looks caught off guard, but there's also a spark of defiance in her gaze. "What a coincidence," I say, my voice dripping with sarcasm. "I didn't expect to find you here." "John, this isn't what it looks like," she stammers, her smile faltering. "Really?" "Because it looks pretty damn clear to me," I shoot back, my gaze flicking to Lucas, who sits there smugly, clearly enjoying the tension. "Let's not do this here," Sarah says, her tone shifting to a plea. "Can we talk?" "No," I reply firmly, my eyes locking onto Lucas. To let you spin another lie." Lucas smirks, leaning back in his chair, and I can feel the heat rising in my chest. "Maybe you should let her explain, man." Positioned to see the entrance. "Stay out of this," I say, my voice low and dangerous. "This is between me and my wife." Sarah looks between us, panic rising in her eyes. "John, please. Just sit down for a minute. Let's talk it through." "I don't want to talk," I say, my anger boiling over. "I want the truth. You think I'm just going to sit back while you two play house?" As I stand there, the restaurant patrons begin to notice, their conversations dwindling into whispers. I feel like I'm on display, but I don't care who sits there smugly, being the silent victim in this situation. "Look, man," Lucas interjects, "it's obvious she doesn't want to be with you anymore. Why don't you just let her go?" At that moment, something inside me snaps. "You have no idea what you're talking about. You don't know anything about us." "Maybe not, but it looks like you've lost your chance," he shoots back, a smug grin on his face. In that instant, I make my choice. I reach into my bag and pull out the camera, flipping it on and snapping a photo of the two of them. The flash goes off, startling Sarah and Lucas. I watch as the realization dawns on their faces. "John, what are you doing?" Sarah gasps, her voice a mix of shock and disbelief. "I'm collecting evidence," I say, the resolve in my voice firm. "You think you can hide this?" "Not anymore. I'll make sure everyone knows exactly what you're doing." With that, I turn on my heel, walking away from their table, my heart pounding in my chest. I can hear Sarah calling after me, but I don't look back. I've made my point, and now I have the leverage I need. Outside, I can feel the cool air hitting my face, a stark contrast to the storm of emotion swirling within me. My fingers tremble as I pull out my phone and text Mark, "I got the proof. I'm coming home." As I drive away, the anger and hurt churn inside me, but beneath it all, there's a sense of empowerment. I've taken the first step in reclaiming my life, and I know this isn't over. Not by a long shot. The game has changed, and I'm ready for whatever comes next. The drive home feels surreal. My heart is racing, adrenaline coursing through me as I replay the scene at the restaurant. The look on Sarah's face when I pulled out the camera is etched into my mind. I grip the steering wheel tightly, my knuckles turning white, a storm of emotion swirling within me, anger, betrayal, and a simmering resolve to end this once and for all. When I arrive home, I'm met with the stillness of the night. The house feels colder, emptier, haunted by memories of what used to be. I step inside and drop my bag on the floor, the camera clattering against the hardwood. I need to confront Sarah and deliver the evidence I have. My phone buzzes, and I pull it out, seeing a message from Mark. "What happened?" "I got the proof." I'm about to confront her again. "Let's end this." I respond, my fingers shaking slightly. I pace the living room, anticipation gnawing at me. Minutes later, Mark arrives, his expression serious as he walks through the door. "Hey, what's going on?" he asks, noticing the tension in my posture. "I went back to the restaurant," I say, my voice low. "I caught them together again. I have photos." "Good. Let's go through them." He gestures to the couch, and I pull out the camera, scrolling through the images. As the photos flash on the screen, Mark's expression hardens. "Damn, man. This is solid proof." "I'm going to show her," I say, my voice firm. "I need her to see what she's doing." "Are you ready for her reaction?" "It could get messy," Mark warns. "Let her react. She deserves it." I'm done with her lies. I take a deep breath, the weight of the situation settling heavily on my chest. We don't have to wait long. Moments later, Sarah walks through the front door, her expression a mixture of confusion and concern. "John? I didn't expect you home so soon." "Good," I reply, my tone sharp. "We need to talk." "What's wrong?" she asks, glancing nervously between me and Mark. I don't waste any time. I grab the camera and hold it up, showing her the photos. "This is what's wrong, Sarah. This is you with him. How long has this been going on?" Her face pales as she takes in the evidence. "John, please, let me explain." "Explain? You think you can just talk your way out of this again? You've lied to me enough." I shout, my anger spilling over. Mark stands beside me, arms crossed, a silent support. "You need to be honest with him, Sarah. No more games." She looks between us, panic rising in her eyes. "I was going to tell you. I swear I was going to end it." "Is that why you dressed up and went out with him?" I scoff, disbelief flooding my voice. "You've made a fool of me, and now I'm supposed to believe you were going to come clean?" "Stop it," she pleads, her voice trembling. "You don't understand how complicated it is." "Complicated?" I echo, incredulous. "You're right, it's complicated because you've made it that way. You chose this, Sarah." "I was lonely, okay," she bursts out, tears streaming down her cheeks. "You were never around. I thought maybe I could find happiness elsewhere. But it was a mistake. Lucas isn't what I thought he was." The confession hits me like a slap. "You didn't think to talk to me? You didn't think I could help you?" "I didn't know how," she cries. "I was scared. And then it just happened." "Scared of what?" "Of being honest?" I demand, my voice rising. "You threw our marriage away for a fling." "It wasn't just a fling," she shouts back, desperation in her eyes. "I thought I was falling for him." The revelation cuts deep, but I can't show her any weakness. "And what about us? What about the vows we made?" I know I messed up. But I want to fix this, John. Please, just give me another chance." "Another chance?" I laugh bitterly, the sound harsh and hollow. "You think I can just forget everything? Trust you again after this?" Sarah's face crumples as she realizes the depth of her betrayal. "John, please." I step back, shaking my head. "No. This isn't something we can fix. You've made your choice, and now I'm making mine." "Are you going to throw everything away just because of one mistake?" she asks, her voice barely a whisper. "It's not just one mistake, Sarah. It's a pattern of deception. I can't live like this." Mark chimes in, his tone supportive yet firm. "You need to understand, Sarah. Trust is everything in a relationship. You've broken that bond." "I'm sorry," she sobs, her voice breaking. "I'll do anything. I'll cut him off, I promise." "Do you really think it's that simple?" I ask, my heart aching but my resolve firm. "You've shattered everything between us. I can't go back to pretending everything is okay." Sarah collapses into a chair, burying her face in her hands, the weight of her choices crashing down around her. John, please don't do this, she begs, looking up with tear-stained cheeks. I love you. I can change. I shake my head, feeling the bitterness rise within me. Love? This isn't love, Sarah. This is betrayal. John, she cries, her voice filled with desperation. You can't just throw us away. I take a deep breath, trying to keep my emotions in check. I need to protect myself. I can't keep living in this lie. As I stand there, the realization hits me that this is it. The end of a chapter that began with love and trust, now culminating in heartbreak and betrayal. I think it's best if you leave, I say finally, the words feeling heavy in the air. I can't do this anymore. Sarah's eyes widen in shock, and for a moment, I see a flicker of hope, but it quickly fades. You're serious? She asks, her voice trembling. Dead serious. I deserve better than this. My voice is steady, but inside, I'm crumbling. Mark nods in support, his gaze unwavering. You can't keep fighting for someone who isn't willing to fight for you. With a broken expression, Sarah stands, her body trembling as she realizes the gravity of the situation. You're going to regret this, she whispers, a mixture of anger and sorrow in her voice. Maybe, I reply, the resolve in my heart outweighing the pain. But I can't keep living in this nightmare. She turns to leave, and as the door closes behind her, I feel a strange mix of relief and heartbreak. The weight of the betrayal is heavy, but now it's lifted, leaving me feeling strangely free. Leaving me feeling strained. The shoulder, his support unwavering. You did the right thing, man. It'll hurt, but you'll heal. You're stronger than you know. I hope so, I murmur, staring at the closed door. The love I once felt for Sarah feels distant now, like a memory fading in the light. As I take a deep breath, a sense of finality washes over me. The intrigue of our lives intertwined in deception has unraveled, leaving only the stark reality of truth. I know that I will move forward, leaving behind the ghosts of our past. This is my new beginning, a life free from betrayal, a chance to rediscover who I am without her. And as the night deepens, I feel a sense of hope blooming within me, a light at the end of the tunnel. It's time to start anew, and I refuse to look back.